We back. This is season 2, episode 2.
Yes, sir.
I'm here. Fly is here. G is here.
Yep.
Ready to go.
I don't know who want to start, man. Wait, you know what, G? You want to start because you were saying 30 Cass. That's what you were saying. You
was
were
I
saying
wrong?
30. No, I agree. I think it was a 30. I think Cass got him. Badly, but I want to hear your take. On this.
You want to hear my take? Okay, first I will say, terrible event. Battles were trash.
they were absolutely trash.
Yeah, fair.
The crazy part is I fell asleep in the middle, like the second battle. Woke up thinking I missed woke up in the middle of another battle. It was so trash, I fell back to sleep. Like, the battles were like, they were really basic. I'm happy everybody showed out, though. Yeah. Cass versus Hitman, though. You know my stance. Cass 30. Bars is back. Now, my take is that everybody who saw that battle, their career was in Hitman's hands. Because Cass is, as he said, trying to change the narrative of battle rap. So they can't side with Cass because then they would be proving him right. So when you look at all the blogs and all the people talking about it and giving interviews, a lot of people are taking Hitman. And I think they're doing it because their reputation is at risk just by saying what Cass said is right. And we can get into what Cass said later. But I'm actually surprised to see so many people go for Hitman. Like, to me, I think there was two things that could have happened, right? You know, Hitman could have came out and did what he's supposed to do, which is 30 Cass. Or Hitman could have come out and did what he actually did on stage and just fumble a win. So anything that's debatable goes to Cass.
Yep.
Anything that's debatable, Cass got it. And I personally don't feel like some of it was debatable, but just for the blog argument, since a lot of stuff was debatable, to me, it goes to Cass. And I think a lot of people aren't going to say that because I think their reputation is on the line. Pivoting on what Cass has been saying about battle rap.
I agree. Because I've only seen a couple blogs from battle. I saw Daylight, battle rapper Gems. Those are only two I've seen. Angry Fan. Only people I've seen that said like Cassidy won. Jims did 2 of them. He said, I watched it again. This time I watched it sober. he said, and he broke it down. He said, I still got Cass winning the battle. So pretty much, I will say this, pretty much everybody has Cass winning the first round.
Right.
Yes.
Pretty clear.
Yes.
Except for, like, it's ironic, except for the bloggers from Philly.
Of course. There's no love in Philly. Shit.
Right. We all had Cass winning pretty clearly round 1. Right? Hitman came out. He came out firing. He had a Super Mario bar that he remixed for I don't know what reason.
I watched the J Black joint, and J Black, they were giving Hitman props. Like, Hitman, he one of the best remixers out there. I'm like, what?
Really?
Like, it's not, to me, it's never been a remix. Like, you just like, it's more like DJ scratching. Like, you ain't flipping them, like, you're not even flipping the bar. Like, it's just like, shoot. Like, it's like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? But he came out, like, that wasn't I thought it was okay bar, but it wouldn't have been nothing I remixed. Like, it wasn't nice. Like, it was like, okay. And like Cassidy said after the battle in some interviews, who still plays Mario?
Cass is willing to give 1,000 to anybody in chat that had a Dreamcast.
You talk about my bars outdated. Who still plays Dreamcast?
Nah, no, like Hitman Holla had an oyster tag bar. He said oyster tag, like what? No, like I don't know. It was awful. It was awful.
At least, and then like if you're gonna use an old post player, at least use a good one. Oyster tag?
I couldn't believe that bar. That bar
Yeah.
in the Mario bar, I was like, he's done.
That's when like you rapping and you Google what rhymes with something, and then like somebody say, "Oh, ain't nobody ever gonna think to say that." I gotta add that.
The Dreamcast bar was terrible. Like Hitman was doo-doo. Like that's just like he was terrible. Like Cass first round, I thought was really good. Even though I think he rapped too long. Like I think he could have ended a lot earlier and still won the round pretty clearly. Because he was talking to him. Like he made him like, you're a fan. And then like I also like looking at battlers and how they react. Hitman's energy started way up here. By the second round, it was like way down here.
I was hearing people say that I don't want to jump to the end of the battle, but people were saying that if Hitman was gonna end like that, he should have went second. Because that leaves Cass with no room for a rebuttal to any of the stuff that went down, you know what I'm saying? So like even Hitman wanting to, like, I don't know, like what is it, his pride or whatever, wanting to go first probably put him in a worse position, although he still had trash bars, so it probably wouldn't have mattered. But like technically speaking, if he had went second and the end of the battle went the way it did, I think it's less of a chance for Cass to even win that round. Because I think without that happening, Cass having a chance to respond, he kind of kills a lot of the thunder from that.
But I think he was down 2-0 even then. I don't think it was that Cass was so good. Hitman was so shitty. He was done. He was done. By the third round, like, if Nick Cannon has to come save you, you're done. You're done. This is the big reveal. Ask my boss. He's here. What? I don't understand why this is supposed to be hard. Like, you brought your boss out. You gonna be on Wild 'N Out this upcoming Thursday, bro? I'm just confused as to what. And then like the whole brother shit, like
the brother stuff was weak, but the Nick Cannon, I thought it would have been like that's the antics, that's the WWE battle rap that people are talking about, right? Like that's what people probably want to see. So I give him that.
I had Hitman down the first two rounds too, because both of them had terrible second rounds.
They did.
Hitman's was just worse.
Yeah, this was just a war of attrition. Cass just outlasted him.
Yeah,
and Cass talked to him too. Like that's the thing. Like even when Hitman tried to talk to him, he was just like, "You said I was cool at 16." Cass is like, "I met a lot of kids when I was rapping, bro. What are you talking about?" Just like, what do you talk about? You said that man nice. He's like, I don't remember this, but you remember it because you were a fan. Like you just proved his point. How your angle work for Cass angle? That's just stupid. That's just dumb.
That's what Cass said in Angry Fan after the battle. He's like, he's sitting there yelling details of when I met him. Like I was supposed to remember some egghead ass ball playing nigga. Like
he said, you a fan.
Like, who remembers that?
You a fan. I would never battle a fan. I would never battle my idols. Damn, man.
Like I was sitting there signing your basketball in the back. Like it's like
he said he had that line. I signed your Spalding. I was just like, oh, come on. I was done after that. I'm like, I don't care about the rest of the battle. It's over. 30 minutes. Done. Get him out of here.
So here's my take. Go ahead.
Here's my take. Let me know. Okay. Cass post battle interviews. He's the LeBron of battle rap for controlling the narrative.
Yes.
Even if Hitman won, if you just watch Cass battles, there's no way you could believe Hitman even showed up. You might think Cass just was on stage rapping.
Dude, he's the king of this. He's a king. I think you know what? What is that LeBron reference is good. He thinks he's like LeBron, but no one respects him like that. Which is why I think all of the other rappers have to kind of pick Hitman's side. Because even when before the battle, they were talking about it. They were like, yeah, man, like Hitman, no one said Hitman was nice. We said this. No one said he nice. They were just like, he was wrong for a minute. Yeah. I mean, Cass trash. He gonna get 30. Now it's like, you kind of got to just stick with that shit or you look like you a hater. Got like, nah, he won. But he's LeBron narrative, though. You know what I found interesting? He just ain't got the support from the other rappers. That's all.
Yeah, you know what I found interesting? Like the battle rappers that do actually mess with Cass, Mook, Calico, like Lux Rex, like are all the people that fans hate.
Yeah.
But they all win battle. Like everybody calls them trash before every battle, and then they go out there and win. And it's just like, it's just interesting to see like why they are like, is it because they win that y'all hate them so much? Even though I didn't think Cassidy won his last 2 battles, I just thought he beat Hitman.
He's undefeated.
I think there's an energy behind rappers that like the guys that are more so embraced by the culture. There's this thought of like, we don't need a Mook or a Lux or a Cassidy. Not that they're on the same level because they're clearly not, but those are more like the old heads. Those are the guys that used to get the bigger checks. Like they also about Cass made money before in like hip hop, but this isn't this. Like it seems like battle rappers become like this counterculture to where like the other guys are too big now, or they were either of an older era or they came from outside of battle rap, which is where Cassidy began to make his bones at. Yeah, everybody know about he used to battle back in the day and shit, but like battle rap was like 1,000 times different than it is like right now. Mm-hmm. So I think to them, they're like, you don't need to get the intrigue up by bringing in those guys. But the sad reality for these guys, the Goods of the world, the Tay-Rocks of the world, I don't know if Surf even does shit anymore, but like of all these guys that's in it right now, yo, Brody, you do want Mook. You do want Cass. You want them in your shit. It gets you eyeballs. I don't care what you say. It's gonna get you people to come watch your shit that maybe
they need Cass.
Aren't, right. They honestly, no one wants to admit that shit. They need Cass. They don't want to admit that shit. But if you want to grow your brand, you need somebody like Cassidy because he sells the fight, and he's got no one fucking knows who Hitman is. People know who Cassidy is.
He said his first round, the Brotherhood wrote his first round. Calico told me.
Like that's the big conspiracy in battle rap. Mook mentioned it a while ago. Calico mentioned it a while ago that there's like a group of battle rappers that they have like a group message, or it's almost like a battle rap Illuminati. And they just exchange bars because he is right. Hitman doesn't do name flips.
Yeah.
That was odd to me. Like
I don't even sound like him. That's what he was
right. Like I've seen a lot of Hitman battles. Like even when he was young and he used to be good. He never really did name flips like that. So I'm not saying that they wrote his bars, but I can see him getting help from the Brotherhood if he's in it.
I mean, who's in the Brotherhood? These bars are this trash.
Hey man, you know,
if you get help, it better be a hotline. Shit,
Cassidy got help. I mean, people heard the last 2 battles. People said they heard Cassidy rounds before. He's like, "Oh, they was fire when you sent them to me just on stage."
Oh, guys.
Oh man,
that shit's wild.
Hitman lost for a few reasons. You know, just the battle itself, but then the fact that most of the people was expecting you to do a 3-0. And it's debatable. And it wasn't like Arsenal where you was just like, I'm not taking this dude serious. I could beat him not being that serious. You took this battle serious. You brought out your remix. These are all your signature moves. This was wrestling. These are all your signature moves.
Yeah, well, so he brought out a nigga came to the stage with a chair to hit every wrestling trope you can think of.
He said he got the chairs and the tables.
Right. You know,
he hit them with the ref wasn't looking.
Right. Yeah, he did all the moves. The remix is a special move. His little brother is a special move that he's done numerous times. And bringing out his boss, and Nick Cannon was enough. Like you really tried to win this battle. You tried hard to win this battle against Cassidy.
He brought the boss out.
Right.
That's last episode voted. Number 5, number 4 corniest person.
Right. That's what we're talking about.
Right.
The corniest men alive, you brought him out to help you in a battle.
Right. Your boss. Like Cassidy, you lost in front of your boss.
My man, the whole interview was calling him an employee. Come on, man.
You bring in your boss, you're gonna lose in front of your boss for.
I mean, it's clear though, like the coaching just doesn't want to embrace Cass, which is fine. I mean, I guess it is what it is, but this man, he easily won. I don't know. It's not even debatable to me. He got 30.
30.
He 30 Hitman, like
30.
easily 30'd him.
I got
mean,
2 points in there. I gave Hitman the last round.
I can't. I ain't giving no round. I can't.
Cass was even smiling. Like Cass, you even can see Cass was like, "Oh, that was okay. That was cool."
But, yeah, that's what Nick is my man.
Yeah.
When you gonna have me back, Nick?
He saluted me.
Right.
He did.
Cass is like, yo. I think through all the bullshit that Cass be spitting, a lot of the stuff he says about battle rap, I 100% agree with, man. Like he had like the crazy thing about Cass is you could tell like something happens where like either his amnesia that he had from that coma comes back or he turns it on, like one of the two. So he was talking about, man, I was sitting in the backstage, I was looking at the fans and I can hear the speakers don't reach here, so I adjusted. I had to make, like, he was talking like, okay, Cass might actually be paying attention, he might actually be trying to do better. And then he just, he's talking about just the same thing we always talk about, where people are getting hyped for no reason. He's like, the people in the back can't even dissect the bars because they can't hear it, so they ain't got no choice but to react to bringing somebody on stage, right? Like, and it makes sense. And he's breaking it down in a way where I'm like, yeah, I mean, that's probably why the caffeine environment is a little better for bars. That's why you don't see people go there.
A lot of Hitman's bars, that's what I felt. He would just say something like, "Yo, the sky is blue." He was like, "Oh," I was just like, I don't understand why y'all hyped over this. This is even
right. I remember the Verb when he battled Verb, and Verb said this line. I think he said, I think he's like, "I'm gonna rap like Hitman." He said, "I'm gonna fill him up with lead like a pencil." And he said, "Wait, those bars didn't hit like that?" And he said, "But y'all scream and go crazy when you say shit like that." and that's Hitman. Like that's what he does. Like it's basic. Like people in the crowd knew what he was gonna say before he said it. That's how basic his rhymes are.
That happened. Yeah, I heard that a couple of times. I was like, "Come on, bro, seriously."
Yeah. And it wasn't on a run back. It was on the first pass. Let me be clear.
Right. Yeah.
It's like it's that, it was that simple.
Yeah. Cass got a point though. He said they dog him for being antiquated in battle rap and using old stuff, but he's like, people have been saying the same tags for 10 years. People have been doing the same remixes for 10 years. I'm like, I mean, you're not lying.
See, this is where Cass is smart. Because I used to think he was delusional. I don't think he's delusional no more.
Oh, really?
I started paying attention to what he does. He starts taking things. He knows exactly what you mean, but if he makes it seem like he's taking it literally, it doesn't seem like, okay. He tries to make you sound crazy. You know what I mean? So he knows what you mean by saying his bars are outdated. You know what I mean? Because you're talking about stuff from 2003. And you knew what outdated meant when you talk about Hitman bringing up a Dreamcast or Mario. But you take it to a whole nother level talking about, they've been doing the same. Like, so what? Like, it's like if you compare it to wrestling, who doesn't want to see The Undertaker do a tombstone?
Like, it's a reason it's been around for so long.
Right. Like, it's like they have signature moves aren't the same as old. But Cass, he know how to flip what he's saying. You know what I mean? And make people think like, like even with when you're saying like Hitman was saying like you live in a hotel. Cass know what you mean and like you broke. But Cass gonna make it seem like literally like, I live in a hotel, I got dogs, I got ducks and chickens and goats. And it's just like, how can I you need land for that? How can I live in a hotel? Like he knew exactly what you meant, but if you go there, you know what I mean? Like,
I want to know too. Like, this is an angle I keep hearing them play. Is Cass broke? Because, like, I would think off of the money he's made, ain't no battle rapper really like on his level except maybe the top guys.
I think he's broke. Otherwise, he wouldn't be back.
Yeah, I just think he doesn't have appeal in the mainstream. Like, I feel like, okay, y'all gonna think this is crazy. I don't think like Jadakiss, for example, has like huge mainstream appeal. Not to say before you get relax, G, Fucking relax.
What you
Fucking
mean?
relax. Kiss is nice. He's one of the greatest ever. But if he drops an album, he ain't gonna get the kind of buzz that he got in '01. He just not. Don't nobody care like they used to care about bars and about really spitting shit. So I'm like, to me, maybe Cass is like, you know what, this is an avenue. It is a check, but like, this is where like hated or loved, I get appeal now that I don't maybe get. If he drops a new single, do you really care? But like every time a battle come out, because he's primed to pump a bit on this shit, and I was like, oh, maybe I'm more interested. I don't know. Maybe, you know.
I mean, I wouldn't say he's broke, but he's definitely not living the lifestyle that people think he is, or that he claims he is. For sure.
Right. I think
he's probably like upper middle class. I don't know, maybe
like
top 15, 20%.
I can sit there like Hitman probably does have the same amount or more money than Cass, I believe.
Well, they say Hitman has a $3 million net worth, and they say that Cass is 500,000. Maybe he is, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like Cass, and that's why I say you come back to battle rap because like the checks that they get, thanks to Mook, because Mook was the first one to start asking for big money, and people thought he was crazy. Now it's like what he was crazy for asking. I remember he asked for like I'll come back for like 20,000, and now that's like somebody on a lower like a Tay-Rock can get a 20,000. You know what I mean?
Not
like
Tay-Rock.
Yeah, or yeah, Tay-Rock's cheap. But you know what I mean? Like
he getting 10.
Right.
10.
But like a Mook, Lux, you know, it's like they probably starting at 50 when negotiating. You know what I mean?
So.
Like
I would think so at least.
They were saying, do you think it's true? They were saying on the Joe Budden podcast that Cass, he probably get like 250,000.
I would say this. He sells the battle probably better than anybody. They say, you a boxing head. Half of boxing is promoting that shit. Half of boxing is promoting this shit. I mean, I could see it. I could see. If you tell me right now he's getting that, because like there's mainstream appeal being paid now and being paid now to like battle rap, potentially. I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't know if he's getting that much. I think Joe Budden was just off.
I mean, well, his numbers is never right. So
right, his numbers. He's like Brandon Marshall.
I'm trying to think. What's the last battle? So like, whenever there's a battle, I always check Twitter to see if I'm going to hear somebody talk about it. I don't really see people talk about most battles. Cassidy, whenever he's battled, he's been trending on Twitter. I mean, like I think
Mook trends
the Mook and I'm about to say the Mook drink was the last one I seen trend outside of Cassidy.
Like it's when Mook battle it trends, Lux battle it trends, Cass battle it trends, Daylight it trends. Everybody else is just like
they just got to be on a card,
right?
And I think that's why they hate him. We talked about it a minute ago. Like they hate him because they realize don't nobody want to come see fucking Twerk and fucking DNA. It just ain't nobody care. Like, and not that they not good, but just nobody fucking cares. Like you could be the nastiest dudes out, no one's going to care. You're not one of them names. You don't have the appeal outside of like your niche. It's over. Like it just it sucks, but like what it is.
They hate them, but it's like they don't realize that these dudes have transcended like like they have a bigger fan base that's bigger than just battle rap. Like people knew Mook from Smack. They think battle rap. They think Mook.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yes.
Lux had one of the biggest. Lux had Jay-Z tweeting about. You know what I mean?
I mean, boy, you remember that battle he had against was it Calico? He destroyed.
Calico, yeah.
The lost nigga, yeah, that was the
the law. Yo, he had a whole thing. He had Bustin', and he's like, yo, Bust is like, yo, I mean, I would love to do it, but these boys, you got real industry dudes talking about some. I respect this man for what he do. I'm sorry, all these little niggas who's talking about what y'all do.
Right.
Just keep it a buck. Like no one's talking about y'all. I'm sorry.
Right. Daylight has a cult following.
Yep. He sure does. One of them. He does though. He absolutely does.
He does. So it's like those dudes, they trend because they have fan base outside. I think Surf is starting to get that too. Like people starting to know Surf outside of battle rap.
But that's because you notice like those are the guys that are like leaving battle rap.
Yeah,
it's like man, it ain't.
Because you want
really
to expand your influence. You want to start doing different shit. I think.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
I think like and you listen to like Daylight or anybody, even Tay-Rock, you listen to him talk about like the contract that they be trying to give these guys, and it's like, man, I gotta get out of here. I could do this because I love it, but I can't just do this. I gotta somehow cross over. As much as they make fun of Cass for doing that, Cass, he's bringing them people around.
Yeah,
He's bringing the people that don't know anything about battle rap to pay $50 for a pay-per-view.
Right, which I'm not going to do. Which is why I'm glad Smack got that caffeine deal, because you could watch it for free. Like I think it was smart on Smack's part, because that Mook and Tay-Rock thing was like number one at one point trending on Twitter.
Yep.
Because everybody can go watch
it. I think what they should do is they need to, because their app is trash. What they should do is they should have a subscription like everything else. Knock that shit down to like $5-6 if you want to get money on it. That should be the move. Everything's going to streaming services. They should do that shit. Keep it free as long as you can. But if you gotta charge it, ain't nobody gonna pay pay-per-view dollars for a verbal fight. You
like,
gotta have to give me something cheaper than that.
I don't know what caffeine, because I think like I thought caffeine was starting like a Twitch type thing.
Right.
But I don't know, like, but it seemed like Smack is like literally taking over like caffeine. Yeah. And I know they're associated with Drake. Right. Like Drake is one of their investors. You know, they got some rappers, I think the Migos, they got some big names in it that invest in caffeine, but like people think caffeine, they think Smack. Like they think
I don't know anything else they do except that.
Right. Like I think that because I know initially they were like Twitch, like they supposed to be like streaming for gamers and all the other stuff. Right. URL came over, and I know the first event URL did, they crashed their site. They weren't prepared for the volume that it was going to bring in.
That's crazy.
And then it's like, oh, I guess we could put more money in this because they got a bigger following than we thought.
Yeah,
I guess they just let them just take it over.
It's a growing following. That's why, like I said, you need the guys they're bringing in to get those mainstream eyes. Grow your sport, grow your profession, and that's the idea, to get more people in front of it that aren't just like the hardcore, like weirded nerd fans. Just like get more people into this shit. Be better off.
Yeah, they did it smart because they do it free on caffeine. If you miss it, they're gonna put it on their app, but their app has a subscription.
Yeah.
So.
Battle rap needs Cass, man. That's the end of it.
They do.
Battle rap does need
all
Cass.
The battle rappers. All the battle rappers the fans hate, they need all those guys. They need
people will tune in to see them lose.
Right.
You got to get the bloggers got to get on that shit too. Stop picking your fucking favorites. Like that's something I can't stand about this culture. It's always picking your fucking favorites. If
they're turning into
his ass beat. He got his ass beat.
They turn it into like sports media.
Yeah, like you pick like Nick Wright and shit. Like just he's the greatest.
Yeah, it's like y'all keep saying like Jay Black is like, dude. Even though Jay Black was the only one from Philly that was saying that Cass won a round, like he gave Cass the first round. Other people Cass won 3-0.
Yeah, he said it was debatable, so I don't know. He give him a round, but you know.
Yeah, because I've seen him do a couple. I like Jay Black. So
I appreciate Jay Black.
Yeah,
I think people need to follow. I think people need to follow his format. I think he, it's like you're watching it. I don't know if y'all follow esports, but it's like battle rap. It's not in its infancy, but the media coverage is, because the media coverage has always just been hood niggas with cell phones and video cameras, right?
Yeah.
Now it's becoming people who are into video, who are into sound, who are into production and directing and actually putting on a show. And Jay Black is one of them people that I think, regardless of his opinions, he puts in a lot of the work that makes the average person who don't know anything about battle rap understand battle rap.
Yeah. I think Jay Black, is like the only one that doesn't like.
Yep. Everybody else is like, it looked like an IG live.
Right. They look like old Smack DVDs. Like they just
I like, my favorite one is Goods, because Goods stay in his kitchen. I'm like, Goods, get out the goddamn kitchen, bro.
I like Math too. Math. I mean, I don't know exactly. He seemed to be
Math in a barbershop. He's not. He's not that.
That's a good. That's like a podcast.
That's really more like a podcast vibe. I don't mind that one either.
I like my expert opinion. Like he normally gets good guests on there. Like I like his format, but it ain't like Jay Black's. Like Jay Black is like going to Sports Center.
Yeah, but he had the sports desk. He's getting live reports.
Right. He got the sports desk. He got the big screen in the back.
Right.
Oh man.
Probably got a script.
Right.
Well, we're gonna move from one old rapper to another, and I mean, like, I don't usually be like sad about shit, but I'm just hurt by this. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Your boy X, man, he's actually like around the corner from me right now, apparently in White Plains. But yeah, man, this it sound like it's getting to be the end for this dude, man. It's just
Yeah, like I mean, it's sad, you know, and then you just keep hearing different stories. I mean, I guess, you know, they ain't announced he's dead yet, so I guess he's still fighting.
yeah. They at first they said like he was breathing on his own. Then they said, wait, no, that was wrong. So now it's just like the family came out to see him and shit. They had a vigil outside, but it feels like it's coming to an end for my dude, which is just sad.
So we'll see, you know, I've seen a lot of people kind of hoping that he recovers like Lamar Odom, like he did, because he was in the same state. And then especially when they start seeing, because he did an interview with Vlad, and like just reading the comments, people, first of all, they didn't think he was like as smart as he was, but you can see he's like fully recovered and sharp and back to his normal self, and they hoping DMX can pull through and do the same thing. But
I hope, man, I really do.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he took. DMX was doing drugs a lot longer than Lamar was.
Yeah, for a while.
He's been doing it since he was like 14.
Shit.
So it's like his body dependency is like on a different level of that.
Yeah. He seemed like he was cool. I think he goes through those spouts where he's good for a couple months, a year maybe, and then like he just something happens, but he falls into it. Because when he did the interview with Nori, he seemed, you know, he had his kids there. You know, he seemed like he was good. He's just level headed and, you know, ready to just kind of just be there for his family. So
yeah, he seemed like he was in a good space. You know, he did the verses. He seemed like he was in a good space.
Suppose he had music coming too. He was
right,
talking about that.
He got with the locks.
Yeah.
Oh man, I know you was ready for that, G. The locks.
He has some. He dropped some stuff. He dropped some stuff on the.
Yeah, he did something on the album.
He got some stuff on Styles. Album.
Damn, I think I
missed Styles dropping album. Styles dropping album every week. You ain't missing.
Yeah, I was about to say, like Styles don't even do mixtapes. He's like, no, these are albums.
Yep. he dropped a quick 6-pack
out of nowhere. That's crazy. Well, I mean, it got me thinking of like just his career. I mean, I don't want to. I hope it's not over. I mean, that would suck. But like we talked about it, man. He had one of the greatest runs in hip hop. Like, just there was a time when it was just like, could nobody touch him? Like, period. That year, 2 years period. Yeah, it brings you back, man. I hope you get out of this.
Yeah, it's a lot of young disrespect that I saw.
Like, really?
I am on a
what you mean?
Dude.
How?
It was like, because it's just, and the thing is just like, because the youngins, like, this one thing about this era, like, they don't look back past anything before they were born. So I'm like, when you look at, like, we know, like, X came out, you know, we was young, we was kids, like, we weren't even in high school. But it's just like, when he came out, you know, these kids weren't even born. So you don't even understand the impact of DMX.
No, not at all.
You know what I mean? Like, you
not
don't like the viral clip that keep going around was him at Woodstock. All you do is see a sea of people that know every word to this dude's song. Like,
and you look at it, they didn't look like us.
No,
you don't understand something. They did not look like us.
If you listen to the content of his music and you see the people that are out there, you gotta know something's different.
Right. Like, you have an entire crowd saying, "You fucking right, we did it." Like, they like what? Like, none of their artists have that type of impact, and it's just like, it's almost like it almost seems like it comes from a hating standpoint, because their artists don't do that, and I don't think they understand it.
No, there's no one outright. There's no one that came out in the last 15 years I would say, the last 10 years that had that kind of impact. No one. Maybe
Or
Drake.
even
Maybe.
even
Drake's
to add, I
probably
was gonna say to add on to that, like who in the last 15 years, like you know how DMX gave it up, like how much he put into everything. Like my man spit with his jaw wired shut to get his
Nah.
Right.
deal.
No one. That energy, like that's why he was likened to Pac. The energy he gave, like how he performed. Nah, like you hear the stories, man. Pass out on stage, take 5 minutes, come back, right back. Like don't even like just no. Your favorite artist could never, could never.
Right.
It'd be over. It'd be
They don't-
she can't cancel the show for the next 3 weeks. Be over.
right. They don't understand it because none of their artists put in that much emotion. I mean, like, and you can't say like, because I don't really want to count Drake, J. Cole, Kendrick, because they grew up on the music we grew up on. They grew up on the artists we grew up on, so they patterned themselves after that.
Oh, if
You
you're not
know?
talking about them, then it's definitely over. If you're not going to
I'm
include
not.
them, then it's a
Because
wrap. Oh, it's a
to me,
wrap.
because to me, I don't think they count for their era like that. Like they can, like they might be the greatest of their era, but they study people from our era. They can, because they're around our age, so they came in listening to those people. This generation, the ones that actually hate, because you would never see Drake hating on DMX or
Ever.
Cole hating on X, or Kendrick hate. They would
Ever.
never, because they grew up on them. The era that hating, you're
Kodak Black's an NBA young boy.
right.
He means
Kodak Black,
ass.
India young boy, who and their influences were Wayne.
Wayne spawned a bunch of copycat fuckheads. I swear,
Right.
yo,
And
his inspired generation is just shit. Ugh.
he did. Like the spawns of Wayne are terrible. And
Absolutely
the problem is like
terrible.
they can't rap. At least
At
Wayne
all.
could rap.
Yeah, Wayne can rap. Give him that.
Like it's I put it this way. Our era, everybody had to be their own person, their own style, do their own thing. They come from an era where everybody has to pretty much sound alike. If you don't have this sound, you're not good to them. So it's like Lil Baby sounds like Gunna. You know what I mean? And the Baby sounds like this. And Kodak Black sounds like Young Boy. Young Boy sounds like Black. Like everybody has to sound the same for them to respect you. And for
sound the same, rap the same,
rap
dress
the same. Right. That's why it's like you looking like y'all, their artists don't have the same impact because y'all make the same song over and over, talking about the same things over and over.
It's I don't know how to word it, but it's like the rap is becoming amateur. It's like you got amateur beat makers that are making these simple beats to give to simple rappers that are doing simple rhymes, and it's like nobody's intricate, nobody's planning out nothing. They just kind of get in the booth, smoking, and like yeah, yeah.
That's all they doing.
That's every
for a lot
song.
of them. Like Lil
That's every
Baby,
song.
the Baby, Lil Baby, all these songs sound the same to me. And not saying that they can't rap, but it's like, do you ever switch up your flow or your subject matter, like or like a different type of beat? Like do y'all do something different? Like
I mean, but listen, everybody can't do what Nas does and drop a reggae album, guys. We know that. We know that everybody can't do that.
That's where we're taking it. Bring Cass back, man.
I had to take a shot. Nah, you're right though. Like there's no ability to be different or unique. I mean, no one sounded like X. And even when like Jrue started sounding like X, he started singing. So like there's no copycat to that. Like J was J, like it's just M was M, like Snoop was Snoop. Like there's no copying that. It's like there's some similarities based on, you know, West Coast guys always kind of sounded closer than New York guys, whatever, but everyone was unique. They had a unique style. And
what you mean, man? Shine sounded just like Big. What you mean?
Can I boost you out? Okay, I can. Okay, so just watch yourself. Just watch yourself. I'm gonna be clear about that. But I mean, we need more energy like X. Hopefully the man pulls through. Hopefully he can kick that shit, man. Because After a while, your body can't keep dealing with this shit. It just can't. It just fucking can't, man.
You get a second chance like that. You know, if he gets a second chance, like he gotta, I think that'll help him. You know, really clean it up or good. But like you said, you know, it seems like he's good, and then
he got too many demons, man. He just got. I think he just got. Honestly, I think he got too many. Like I could hope for the best, but I mean, listen to him.
He definitely has demons. Yeah.
Listen to him like drop gems on people where it's like, shit. It's like, guy, you went through that.
He'll just say some shit and be like, yeah, man, you know, caught
all you
bodies,
did was pray.
That's it. I'd be like, yo, all right.
And you like it annoying, like even a documentary, you had to go find him. It's like, you live here?
Yeah. The nigga said, I own. He sees I literally trust nobody but dogs. He's like, I only trust dogs because they loyal. Like, damn.
That's
all right.
Just, all right. Hey, what do you say to that? I don't trust people. I just trust dogs. You be like, I mean, I guess.
And then he tells you why. It's like, yeah, I get it.
Yep.
yeah, really.
Yeah, I think, unfortunately, I think he's just. I mean, too many demons and a lot of money.
Yeah,
a lot of money, and that gives you access to all the shit you shouldn't have, and that's the problem.
Right.
But I mean, I guess I hope he pulls through, man. I've been listening to DMX music. I'm like, oh man, this dude was nice.
Right. I was listening to DMX all week.
This dude was nice.
I mean, DMX in my rotation, so you know I'm always
DMX going in my rotation too. I had to up the
amp it up.
Listens. Yeah, had to amp it up this week.
He was in it right next to Eminem, right? They follow each other.
I'm laughing because I'm trying to imagine listening to DMX and then Eminem the next track. Like, what the fuck?
I'm just checking.
Somebody like, and I was listening, like I'm like, damn. Styles P used to be like, really, like I'm listening to Styles P now, and then listening to some of them like when he had like on features on X albums. I'm like, he's calmed down. He used to be really,
Styles P is a monster.
I was like, he used to be really aggressive. Like that's kind of
like Styles P wouldn't even he wouldn't even rhyme. It's like I threw him off the roof and threw the fridge on top of him. And like,
right, it's just like it's just like
he said through the fridge.
Yeah, like that's how like
that's some cartoon shit. You just splattered a nigga. Like, why would you do that?
I listen to Styles P, old Styles P mixtape. This nigga, like, he said, I'll shoot the cigarette out your mouth. And I'm like, that's how he started the song. I'm like,
D-Block, man, that's ride or die, man.
I was like, that's pretty aggressive.
Well, y'all want to go from aggressive to pressure for DMX. We're gonna go from aggressive to not so aggressive. I don't know. We're late. I don't know if we didn't talk about this. First and foremost, I'm gonna say something I don't want to say. They're kind of fire. Like they're kind of fire. I gotta give them that. But
literally,
you'll probably burn in hell immediately. They are fire. I'll give them that. I don't know what's up with this. I don't know what's up with this dude. Like I think something wrong with him.
I think
who cares, dude? He's people. I don't even know why people care. He's gay anyway. He already know that they don't care about him. Why would he care?
I think the thing is,
I don't mean about the shooting. I mean, you don't fuck with Nike. That's more so
right.
Okay.
Right.
Like, you did what with our shoes? Yeah, okay. We'll see your ass in court tomorrow, bitch. Like I don't know why he would do that shit.
Right. Because that's the thing that people got misconstrued. They thought it was like, oh, he's being gay. Why? It's freedom of speech. Like, no, we never sanctioned his sneakers. So
I sure didn't know.
We didn't make devil shoes with like actual human blood. No, we didn't okay that. I was surprised when I saw what like Nike, y'all doing this shit. They were like, fuck no, we're not.
Like, no, we didn't sign off on this. Like he did this on his own, dog. Like, we can't we're doing this because you're making a whole lot of money off of stuff we never allowed you to do.
They won too, right? I saw they won too, right? I
mean, they won. What could he say?
Obviously,
right? Yeah, it's like
they're not really Nikes,
right? Yeah, y'all took a whole bunch of Air Maxes and put your designs on. You selling my sneaker? Like, I never said you could do that. Then you go promote it like we did it. No,
the press release. I was like, yo, Nike wilding, but all right,
right.
Yeah, that's like okay. Then they was like, no, put him away.
Took them shit up.
I mean, he gonna sell. This is just no publicity is bad publicity, especially when it's something like this. He gonna get more attention. He gonna get more clicks. He gonna sell more whatever he put out next.
Which is the reason why I think he did it, because Old Town Road was a few years ago and he ain't done nothing since.
He had shit ever. Except
he's been doing a lot of shock value stuff.
That's what I think it is. It's a lot of that. Like he was like, I think it's funny because I think Jordan Lucas got kind of shitted on because he was like, all you did was this, and then you went left on some wild shit. And I'm like, I think first off, people shit on Lucas. I think he was fair to say what he said because he was the kid rapper. This is who he was. Only people that loved that song was kids. He did a video with kids, and he understood like, yo, I'm marketing it to the kids. The kids love this shit. And then he came out as gay, so he's a champion for equal rights and all that shit. All right, cool. Teach the kids positive values or whatever. And then just like, I'm the devil, wear my shoes. And people were just like, yo, like, that's a lot. That's a big switch. But,
right.
But who cares? We act like we ain't seen this crazy stuff. Like this ain't new. Why?
No, it ain't. Like Marilyn Manson used to be huge. They like kids don't know how big Marilyn Manson was. He used to do the exact same stuff, probably worse.
Yeah,
worse.
Right, worse.
Worse shit than this, probably, yeah.
But it's still like the whole thing was, to me, it was like business wise, like we never sanctioned this shoe. So
yeah. I would say the only thing different with this though is that it's not like he showed this from the beginning. It's not like Marilyn Manson came out and was just like peace and love and then switched on this shit. So I gave people that. It wasn't like expected, but I mean, in terms of like caring, I mean, I've long since, G, you know this, you got kids. Everything outside is fucked up. If you ever watch Game of Thrones, the night is dark and full of terrors. That's fucking the whole world. Everything outside your house is fucked up. I mean, just prepare yourself, prepare your kids. Like, it's all you can fucking do. Ain't nothing else about it, but just teach them shit that they need to be learning. Because, everything's out there. It's gonna be fucked up trying to fuck them over. So
yeah, I don't like that excuse because I feel like just be a better parent. I'm not saying you're making an excuse at all, but like all the people that saying, "Oh, you're the Old Town Road guy, and my kids watch you." Okay, we'll be a better parent. I don't know.
I mean, because he even said that shit. He was like, you watch Old Town Road. It's about fornication and sipping lean. So why'd your kids listen to it? But at the same time, he put kids in this fucking video. He made it seem like it was for the kids.
Like he was visiting schools. Like it's like he like the
so
kids.
I hear you, but like
he could also be. But that's not his problem.
It's not his problem, but he did it. And somebody can be like, "Yo, fuck you for doing that."
I mean, yes, quote unquote, he did it. But I mean, he's attached to a machine. He's not a marketing genius. Somebody is telling him that this is what you need to do for your brand.
I mean, that's fair.
Because he's dead in the water. Like the dude was dead in the water.
Dead in the water.
Like nobody was caring about this dude. Like he ain't had a hit since Old Town Road. His only hit. He's a one-hit wonder.
And then he came out. That got him some buzz. The coming out got him some buzz. That was I'm like, oh wow, like.
But you can see like every time he gets cold, he does something that's like he knows going to bring like huge attention.
Didn't he perform at something? Didn't he perform some weird song or something?
That was some buzz. It didn't feel like his former buzz though. I mean, I think the one when he had like the weird outfits on and shit.
Yeah, I don't know what show it was, but I mean, he's big enough to like. Obviously, we know those spots are like paid for by the record label, right? Like that's how you get on those shows, right? But they're pushing him enough where it's like, is any decision his? Probably not.
Yeah, they're trying to make their money back.
Yeah,
because they invested in him, and I know like he hasn't done anything up to his part of the bargain.
It does seem like there's a shift in his public image because the Old Town Road shit won't survive forever. So now what do we do? How do we build you back up? We try this is we talked about wrestling earlier. This is a character change. That old character sucks. Now we're doing this shit. You're the devil. What's up?
This is we go love going to mankind. Like this is like
my man Skip Cactus Jack.
Right. I love it. Yeah, that's what it is. There you go. That's exactly what it is. I think it's just like, you know what? This is stale. Your personality is stale. We're gonna do this wild shock value shit and go from there. All right, so whatever. I gotta admit though, again, not a huge Air Max's fan. The colorway is kind of hot.
I mean, you can't go wrong with black and red.
You can't. I hate to admit it. Colorway is not bad.
You can't go wrong.
Colorway is not bad. I'll give them that.
Those are like, because you think about it, black and red never goes wrong because those are the Jordan colors.
Yes, because he is the GOAT. And that's all you need to know about that. I agree 100%.
Yeah, you could have did without the other parts. But.
Yeah,
of course.
They might have let him slide had he not been, I'm gonna put blood in.
Yeah, I think if he doesn't have the mark of the beast and the blood on it, he probably gets away with it. Nike probably want the money anyway. But I think the backlash wouldn't be as much if he took out those two things. Instead, everything else the same. Just those two things, probably a bit much. But
I'm actually curious, like, the hell, like, what manufacturer did he go to that was like, yeah, that's cool?
Yeah, very interesting.
or was it just like his cousin on the block that had like a custom shoe business?
He went to a company, some small company, but a real manufacturer did this shit apparently.
Yep. And the price of those sneakers is gonna go through the roof because they stopped selling them. They did sell out.
They sold like, was it 66 pair or 666 pairs?
They say something crazy. So if you got a pair, somebody's probably making a whole lot of money.
Oh, they was going up online for like $2-3 off rip, like the first day from scalpers.
I was like, hype beast dream.
Yeah, it is. It fucking is. Well, I hope he figures it out. He'll probably give all that money back to Nike because they're not playing any of that shit.
Yeah, y'all gonna pay us back for this.
Speaking of people getting paid way too much fucking money, this is new for you, so awesome. Inexplicably, the Bucks gave Jrue Holiday a fucking extension.
They see the value.
Mark my words, they're not winning a fucking championship ever. I'm gonna say it right now. They're not winning a goddamn championship. I will put any amount of money I want to bet on that right now. They're fucking done. That's my take.
Ever?
I mean, I see why.
Not with Giannis ever.
Because there's the thing, like, nobody's going to Milwaukee. Like, they gotta pay dudes like this because who would purposely go to Milwaukee?
Tyreek, you're being disrespectful. You're being real disrespectful. Plenty of people go to Milwaukee on their way to like Chicago.
I don't know anybody famous from Milwaukee besides Jeffrey Dahmer, and that's not a good thing.
What do you mean? Like Luau Cinder wasn't he?
No, I'm talking about actually born there.
Like, come on, who's born in Milwaukee? What do you want from me?
That's what I'm saying. Kareem left Milwaukee. Like Kareem, like, yo, I got to get out of here.
But he won a title.
He did. But I was like, I got to get out of
here.
Like
they wanted to leave.
They ran out one of the greatest players of all. They ran out. Like, he didn't like the media. He didn't like they ran him out of there. Milwaukee.
Did you know Eric Benoit is from Milwaukee?
Who?
How do you say his name? Eric Benoit.
Eric
Benoit?
Yeah, Benoit.
Are you just looking at people that are from Milwaukee?
Mm-hmm. Oh, they got some famous people. Rico Love is from there, apparently.
Yeah.
Al Jarreau's from there. Eric Benet. Lamont Bentley's from there.
Eric Benet is from Milwaukee.
Yeah. Who is Rico Love? Who is that?
What?
He's a producer, ain't
he? Yeah, producer. He tried to make a song, but he's a producer.
Cool
Jacob
Cal.
Lattimore?
Yeah, Jacob Lattimore. Why are we looking up people from? Okay,
Rick trying to act like nobody ever came from Milwaukee. You try to flex on him.
Nobody did.
Nobody ever did. Like Jacob Lattimore, like Lamont Bentley. That's the dude from Moesha.
Yeah, that's the guy from Moesha. That's who he is. I want to know his name. If you was like, yo, Lamont Bentley, I'd be like, who that?
Eric Benet. Eric Benet is probably their most famous person besides Dahmer. And Eric Benet is known for fumbling the Halle Berry bag.
Man, did he fumble it? Did he fumble it? Everybody was surprised that he got it. He was just like, yeah, how? Why?
He can sing, and then it's just like just couldn't control himself.
Ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, no, I think the Bucks are done. I think they gave up. They have significant money tied into two guys that are at best a third or fourth option. You can't have massive money tied up in it. You don't have a bat. You don't have a Robin. You don't. You desperately need one because you're not gonna win any championship as long as the Nets still exists, as long as the Sixers still exist, and if the Heat, not the Heat, if the Lakers somehow figure out a way to maintain what they got going, the West is going to get older and get better. You have not enough. You didn't have enough with him, and then to give him the bag and have no star in sight coming to help, they may be the dumbest franchise in the league. With the best player potentially in the league, but they may be the dumbest one franchise.
They are trying their hardest to keep Giannis, but it's just like overpaying these guys. You know, it's just not a good idea. Like I see why, because like I said, nobody's gonna purposely, willingly go to Milwaukee. Like,
you don't think they can use Giannis as the bait to get somebody nice to come? You really think they couldn't get anyone to come to play with Giannis?
No. And it ain't because of Giannis. Because it's Milwaukee.
Yeah.
It's like it's Milwaukee. Like it's Milwaukee. Milwaukee.
I thought they were gonna fumble the bag when Giannis went out to the restaurant one time and they're like they want to serve him. I was just like, oh no, Milwaukee.
One of the best players in the world. You don't want to serve him.
I thought they were going to fumble the bag then. That's funny. Ugh.
It's the state. I mean, like it's Milwaukee. It's the state of Wisconsin. Like it's just, it's not. It's a flyover state. Like it ain't like, you know. It's just like
a flyover state. It's not. I don't know how many brothers are there. I don't know if that matters to him or not. His whole family there. So I mean, I guess you know his family and the team are the brothers in Milwaukee. I suppose.
But I mean, I think he's probably a nice living there, like it's probably nice for him, but it's still like.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, with the kind of money that man got, it better be nice.
Yeah, it's like, but if I'm a free agent and it's like, okay, I can go to any other city that I want, why would I pick Milwaukee?
I mean, so like, Milwaukee may really be it. It's a shame that Milwaukee has a team and Seattle doesn't.
Right,
it's an absolute shame that that's going on.
Right. It's not like it's not appealing. Like because you're looking like these like for the most part 20-something-year-old black men. So if I have a choice between Milwaukee and Pat Riley calls me in Miami, where do you think I'm going?
South Beach.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Instantly.
Right.
And, I don't think you know what it is too. I think if they were a better position, like I'm surprised they didn't make a move for like a Zach LaVine or somebody. And so like a young, talented pair. Because I feel like if you had a more intriguing core, you could get somebody. Like seeing how they played the last couple of years, when they were supposedly second best team in the league, they weren't close. They're not close. So Jrue Holiday doesn't make you doesn't put you over the top. You need Middleton gone. You need a real star next to him. And then maybe you can pay Holiday. Maybe you can pay him then.
Right, because Holiday be a good third option. Middleton, I think, is a good fourth option. They need, but they need somebody. They need another star with Giannis to help relieve some of the pressure. They think Jrue Holiday can do that, but Jrue Holiday, even though he's really good, he's not the go-to scorer that you're going to need, like when they start double teaming or putting a wall up on Giannis. Like he can help, but he's not going to be that guy. Just like they thought Middleton. Like Middleton, it's funny how they get on Paul George for the playoffs, and nobody says anything about Middleton.
He's absolutely ghost.
Right, Middleton in a lot of ways has been worse than Paul George in the playoffs. So, it's interesting to see. What Milwaukee's doing. Like if somebody has proven to me that they don't show up, I'm not paying him that type of money. Jrue Holiday, yeah, I kind of get it. Middleton, I'm still like, I'd have let him walk somewhere. Like I can find another Middleton.
I think you got to move him. I think if they're gonna have any shot, they've got to find a ticket for his contract. They got to move him. That's why I get that you want to pay Jrue and keep him here and don't want to go through. Because you're right. If you're Milwaukee, you're gonna have to overpay to get decent guys because no one wants to be in Milwaukee. That's a fact. That's a fact. But I also think if you again overpay for a couple of guys, but move the guys that don't put you over the hump. Because then if you have Jrue Holiday and you have Giannis and you have some space, maybe you can make a move. Maybe somebody does come join up for a year. Like, I'm surprised they didn't go for the Harden trade. Like, you got to do something. I don't know why the Nets getting Harden, but you're not going for him and you need the help. And they didn't need the help necessarily.
They know Harden probably force himself right out of there too.
Right. We definitely not having that.
Like, if he's sitting there like, man, I ain't playing, I ain't getting in shape. I'm dogging it in Houston, where he got his jersey retired in the strip clubs. He's definitely not playing hard.
Jersey retired in the strip clubs.
Like, he's definitely not giving.
But don't you? But like, if you can make that trade, if you're Milwaukee, don't you make that trade though?
You could try it, but it's like you're sitting there also thinking like, is he going to really play hard? He ain't. Like, he wasn't playing hard in Houston.
He wasn't playing hard.
Like, and that's at the end. It's like him and Giannis been back and forth in the past. Not saying that wouldn't really matter, but it's still like you know Harden doesn't want to be here. He's from LA, who's been playing in one of the strip club capitals of the world, and then you're gonna send him to Milwaukee, and expect him to give best efforts.
Harden petty.
Yeah,
Harden may be one of the most petty dudes in the league. He gives that Bobby. He just ain't gonna do it.
Yeah,
he's gonna.
I think they win though. I think they have a greater chance to win though.
They do, but it's like if they play, if he went to Milwaukee and was one of them guys like, you know what, I'm play hard no matter what, I would say they had a chance to win. I don't trust that he would have done that because I know Milwaukee's a place he wouldn't have wanted to go to.
I mean,
not enough strip clubs.
You got to use your intelligence when thinking about things like that. So I have to agree with you.
Yeah, and if I'm Houston, like, what do you have to give me? Middleton.
You know I'm about to give you Chris Middleton.
Like,
that's who you about to catch.
It's obviously not a fair trade, but like realistically, with the way the team was going, it's like, what did they win out on that Harden trade with Brooklyn?
No.
What did they give up? What did they give up for him?
Yeah, so exactly. If you ain't gonna
for some
win
reason,
anyway.
they gave up. I think they gave up like picks like Billy King gave up to get old ass KG.
Oh, that was an awful deal.
I think at some point, like if you know what's gonna happen, don't give them to a clear contender. Because I mean, your chances is already low, but don't make them worse.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm used to. Like, you're not going to behave this way. Like, if you behaved a little bit more professionally, I like, okay, you know, because of what you've done for the franchise, I probably would have sent you where you're going. But you come in here fat, partying with little baby, then you don't play hard when you're here. And then, like, you know, we got a new coach and all this other stuff, and you just want to, like, just be out, then, you know, I probably would have traded you to somewhere that you didn't want to go.
Like Milwaukee.
Like Milwaukee. But
get Middleton back, locked up.
Send his ass to Cleveland.
Right.
Oh,
send it to
career's going to die.
Like, yeah, I send it to Toronto because they're not in Toronto right now. He might have a good time in Toronto, but they're not in Toronto right now. So
you can go there because they're not going to be in Toronto.
And so it was like, yeah, you know, but
oh man, well,
I guess real quick. I guess it just proves Brandon Marshall's theory of
we ain't gonna talk about this nigga.
Only four NBA players have guaranteed contracts on the team.
How I don't understand. How are you that wrong and that loud and aggressive at the same time?
Wait, what happened?
You didn't see this shit?
He was on. Brandon Marshall was on I Am Athlete, yelling to the point where I think he was sweating. To like talking to Chad. Andre Johnson was on there. you know, in the usual cast, and he's yelling and he's screaming about how, I guess I didn't see the whole episode because I don't know how they got started talking about contracts, but apparently he only thinks that only 4 players per team have guaranteed contracts in the NBA. And everybody's like,
he said there's 4. No, he said there's 4 guys in the league that have guaranteed contracts. The rest can get cut and get no money.
It's like
they were like, no, that's not.
No,
that's not what happens.
Right.
Like, yes, it is. Yes, it is. And he stood up and is like spitting. Yo, I'm telling you, look it up. And they're just like, no, what are you talking about?
Like, he was like, he's really upset, G. Like, he was like yelling and screaming, like, he sounded like.
I know how we go. I know how him and Chad go at each other. I skipped the last couple because the topics ain't seem like I cared about them, but
you would care about this. And you receivers guy, Andre Johnson was on that show.
Yeah, I ain't see that. I'm gonna have to catch that.
You know what's funny? Real quick. Y'all ever seen Andre Johnson and Joe Johnson in the same room?
You
might be onto something.
The greatest athlete of all time. I'm telling you, they are one and the same. You right, man. They look on. You know, it's funny because I saw a meme from that when they were like the face that Andre Johnson gave when Brandon Marshall said him and they were the same kind of receiver. And he had to look like what? Right. I was like, that was like Joe Johnson. I thought that same thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like when I saw him, like, yo, he looked like, is that Joe Johnson? Like,
yo, they gotta send
right,
it. They gotta do a podcast together.
Yeah,
Brandon Marshall be putting himself in categories. I'm like, you was good, bro, but like, let's relax, man.
Not that good, bro.
Fred Taylor was like, yo, we played the Texans. Joe Johnson was their offense. Like, he was the only player we worried about.
Not Joe,
Andre Johnson.
See? Oh my goodness. Yeah, that wasn't Brandon Marshall. Brandon Marshall had a couple good years, but he wasn't that guy.
Yeah. Brandon Marshall was yelling like it was so bad Chad Johnson stayed calm. Like, what you talking about, bro? Like, he was sweating. He sounded like, you know how like you got an uncle who's trying to convince you how nice he was back in the day and ain't like no footage. I'm like, yo, I'm telling you, like it's like
yeah. It was definitely crazed uncle energy. Like, I need you to chill out, bro. I need you to sit down, relax.
There, no guaranteed contracts, and KCP has a no trade clause. Myers Leonard had a no trade clause.
I don't think that'll ever not be funny. I don't think it'll ever not be funny to think that KCP, man, Clutch Sports, man, KCP has a no trade clause.
Myers Leonard had one.
Yo, what is going on?
They should make a movie called No Trade Clause.
It'd be a great movie. It would star KCP with his ankle bracelet. Oh my God, I can't.
I started like I'm an average player.
Oh man, well, you know, I always love basketball talks, and you know, G, there's just a topic that I always love getting into, man. You're gonna really enjoy this. It's one of your favorite teams. It's a great team, a great market. Obviously, I'm not talking about the fucking Pelicans because who the fuck watches them? It's the Knicks. Little Knicks talk.
What's their record?
I don't even fucking know. Are we over 500?
I think we're 500 or one game under 500 because we lost to Kyrie. We didn't lose to the Nets yesterday. We lost to Kyrie.
Yeah, that shit was just. You know what? Yeah. We're 25 and 26. We are one good player away, one star away. From being a contender. Here we are.
I don't know why. This would make me mad watching the game.
I know what you're gonna say. Why
did we just keep giving the last shot to Julius Randle?
He took you to OT.
Why? It's like you know how bad it is. I'm sitting there watching the Nets. We know who they're going to give it to.
Yep.
They give it to Kyrie. He cashes out, breaks our backs. We give it to Julius Randle.
It's your best player. Who else you gonna give it to?
And that's
Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose. Alex Burks.
That's not your best player. That's not your best player.
It doesn't matter. He's a closer.
Derrick Rose is a better player than Julius Randle to get a shot.
What's his stats?
I don't need his stats. He's the MVP. I know that. I know when it comes down
MVP.
To, yeah, I know it's like, hey, give him the ball and he can make something happen. I know Derrick Rose can still do that.
Yo,
this Julius Randle crap.
You saw what Pippen did when he didn't get the last shot.
Good. Go, Julius Randle. Go ahead, sit yourself. You can leave. We won't have to pay you then.
Oh, they're gonna pay him.
Go sit down.
This is what we're talking about though. G, like this is the issue. They have lost the last 4 or 5. I feel like they've lost. Has always been in the clutch. Who can get it done? And the answer has always been not fucking Julius Randle.
He ain't paying him enough.
Knicks fans hate me, and I'm like my fellow Knicks fans hate me. But I realize there's Knicks fans that only watch the Knicks, and there's Knicks fans that actually watch basketball. The Knicks fans that actually watch basketball mostly agree with me. The Knicks fans that only watch the Knicks, like what I mean, I'm telling you, they only see LeBron 2 times a year.
When you come play the Knicks.
Type of fans. I didn't know how good Chris Paul was. They never seen him play till he played against the Knicks. Like I know people that was like Chris Paul in his prime. I didn't know how nice he was. I mean, because they don't watch him play Knicks. Kobe, I only see him twice a year. Well, anyway.
Counterpoint. Y'all blaming Randall. I'm blaming the rest of the team for not doing enough to not be in that position in the first place.
Nah, I ain't giving that.
I can't. I can blame Randall. Good, because
the best player. The best player is supposed to get some blames. That's what happens.
Yeah, I've been saying all year, and they get mad at me. I said we don't have a closer.
Nope. RJ's not that guy. May not ever be that guy. Randall's not that guy. Will never be that guy.
Like they've said, man, RJ Barrett is balling. He's been doing great.
Anthony Edwards said we wanted him to take the last shot.
We wanted him to take the last shot.
The rookie said we want your guy that's supposedly one of your best to take the shot. That's all you need to know, that he can't ever be the guy. Not from what I've seen to date.
Knicks fans get like that, where they, for some reason, they think that our players are special when they're not. The rest of the league doesn't respect RJ Barrett. Like, we want here, give it to him. We don't want anybody else to touch it. And I'm telling you, we got trash out there. Alec Burke, Bullock, like they're doo-doo. And they we don't want him to touch it. RJ Barrett. We want him to get it. Let him get it.
Burke is actually better at getting a shot off than maybe anybody on the team.
And he's doo-doo. And that's why they're sitting there like, hey, give it to him.
When the last thing you called doo-doo, though? Doo-doo. Like, it's normally trash. If you doo-doo, damn.
And that's thing, like, because this I'm getting out of my basketball mind, right? I'm just getting emotional as a Knicks fan. But it's just like, in the clutch, RJ Barrett is doo-doo. Like, he can't get a shot. He can't shoot. And we all know he's going left. Just like Julius Randle. Can't shoot. We know he's going left. He's just a bigger RJ Barrett. And we just know that we have nobody that can close. Nobody that can close.
He called him a bigger RJ Barrett.
I mean, they're very similar. Like, they're streaky shooters. They have no go-to moves. They love going to the left. Yeah, they're essentially the same player.
They're the same guy. They're the same guy. Taller. One's smaller than the other. They're the same guy that played the same way.
Jeremy Lin still looking for a contract?
I mean, he only can go right, so I mean, I guess combined.
Right, yeah, he only can go right. We knew that as Knicks fans. Like, he didn't go left at all.
The man left hand was broken.
You need balance.
I guess if they drive at the same time, I guess.
Once the NBA figured out, hey, he doesn't go left. It's been downhill for Jeremy Lin ever since then. He can't go left and he can't shoot. Oh yeah, we go.
I'm gonna just sit on this hand and see what he do. Oh,
right.
Nothing. Oh, nothing. Good to know.
All right, there you go.
Oh, by the way, can you explain to me why our point guard averages less than 4 assists a game? You explain.
Julius Randle and RJ Barrett take it all up.
Oh,
they got the ball in their hand.
I can't. Yeah, this. So let me ask you this: do you think we're making the playoffs?
Nope.
I think we'll get in.
y'all playing?
We still in the playoffs right now, I think.
Yeah, we're I think what,
still
7th or
in?
8th?
I think we was like,
We're
6,
8th
7, 8.
right now.
We're 8th. Yeah,
Y'all
we'll
don't lose. Y'all don't lose bad enough. That's your problem.
I mean, I agree.
It was
The Hornets are in 6th place. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, we can see. That's what I'm saying. I'm not worried about making playoffs. Like they don't even have their best player. Like
Right.
worried about Miles Bridges.
And then the Celtics are 7th. What's going on in the East?
You're not worried about Terry Rozier?
Celtics are trash. No, we're not worried about Scary Terry.
He wanted to come here. That's why he's a Nick Killer. Every time he plays, he's like, y'all should have took me. Right. I had to come to Charlotte.
You know what's crazy? Speaking of Scary Terry, at one point people actually had this question like Scary Terry or Kyrie.
Dude, casuals. I don't know what they be talking about. Like, what do you mean?
I was like, y'all hate Kyrie that much to actually say this?
They do hate Kyrie that much. I don't get it.
Kyrie's the problem with the Celtics. Is he really?
He's gone. What's the problem now?
Because y'all are in 7th place in the East, and y'all have 2 stars.
You know, also we got to talk about too. Just randomly, I don't want to talk about Boston because I mean it's always fuck Boston. But is this coach really a genius still? We still feel like he's a genius?
I think Brad Stevens is a good coach. I never thought he was a genius to begin with. But I think he's a good coach, but I think he's more suited for college because he's not used to balancing stars like that. Like if he has 1 star, I think he's good. In college, he only had like Gordon Hayward. When he just had Isaiah Thomas, like he was all right. But then once it's like, okay, we got Tatum now, Brown, Kyrie. He hasn't figured out how to balance his stars so everybody buys in and knows their role and, where guys just take off. Like, it's funny. Like, they blame Kyrie, but Kemba Walker struggles the same way. Kemba Walker ain't nowhere near how he was in Charlotte since he got to Boston.
He fell hard, too. Like, dude, what's going on?
And I know he's had some injuries, but even before the injuries, it was just like, you could tell, like he's never, it's almost like he didn't design a system where they all can thrive together.
Yeah, I see that.
You know what I mean? Yeah, and also just keeping it Boston. I mean, I saw Paul Pierce get fired.
The truth got caught and was fired immediately. G, did you see this?
No.
He was on like what, IG Live?
I was on IG Live with strippers and poker
and apparently
good time on his day off.
ESPN does not stand behind that as they stood behind the truth.
And the crazy thing is,
really,
crazy thing is, like, I mean, if he had the Grammys playing in the background, what would be any different than the strippers?
Damn.
Wait, I'm sorry. Hold on.
I'm done.
On his personal time, he went
on IG Live. He went with his old head energy. Like, look what I got. Like, he had strippers behind him.
It was some heavy old head energy. He was just like, cool things happening behind me.
Right. Like, I figured out what IG Live is. Like, showing the strippers and having a good time on his day off.
Dang. Wait. How y'all feel about that? Is that y'all cool with that?
I wouldn't have fired him. Like, just
I wouldn't have fired him. He's a Boston Celtics, so fuck him. That's how I feel.
Okay.
But to me, it's still like.
But as a black man with a job, I feel like you always are scrutinized what you do outside of work. That's the world we live in now. So if you do some shit and it gets out there. Like if my job says, "Oh, these videos you do might cut that shit out, or you're fired for it."
But the thing is, like, is he doing anything you don't see? Like, because it wasn't like the strippers. They were strippers, but they weren't like naked.
Y'all got cheerleaders in y'all game,
right? I mean, but they were showing more than if they had like Sports Illustrated bathing suits. I mean, they probably would have fired them, but. Either way, it's like what Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B did in front of on a family show on Sunday night, like
was
was
definitely
that
no
any
was,
different?
was definitely probably even worse, I would say. Actually.
Right, yeah,
But it's
was
art
actually
though.
worse.
It's art because it was at the Grammys. This is just for leisure. We don't appreciate it.
Wild.
But ESPN's been known for just we're going to lay the hammer down immediately on anything that can be construed as inappropriate, which is what they've done. I mean, you know, people that have been there for years have talked about this, how it's like a big corporation, and as soon as you do something that pisses somebody off, you're in trouble. That's what it is. So I'm not like, do I like it? I don't love it. Am I surprised by it? No, not at all. That's how they get down.
I have a hot take, but y'all probably gonna be like, man, come on, that's not true.
What's your hot take?
I think Paul Pierce was in hot water. I think they were looking for a reason to fire him. But I also think he was in a lot of hot water because of his comments about LeBron frequently.
Oh my God.
Wait. What was his comments been about LeBron?
Because remember, he was talking about he doesn't understand. I think this is what probably ruffled the feathers the most. Because remember, they talked about firing him last year. And he was talking about how he doesn't understand how the young players are scared of LeBron. Like, we wasn't scared of him. He's like, I made him pack up and go to Miami. Which he did.
Okay.
That's fair.
I hear no lies yet. I'm waiting for the fuckery.
So, but you know, I think LeBron essentially runs ESPN.
Oh my! All right, we done.
It's
done,
true.
Rick.
It's true.
Done, man.
He didn't like that, and LeBron wouldn't come out and say it. But the only player that had a problem with this firing, the only player, was a Laker. Kyle Kuzma, of all people. Yeah, he's sitting there talking some old protect black women stuff. Like, dude, they're strippers. They're hired strippers. They weren't there. Like, you didn't force them to be there. You know what I mean? But it's like, oh, disgusting display, blah, blah, blah. Like, Kyle Kuzma, you probably just left a strip club. Like, I'm not trying to, you know.
I mean, probably. This is
so it's just
probably.
like, stop it. Like, somebody told you to go and say that. So, you know.
Do I think
it plays a part?
I would say this, and G, I'm not gonna hop on the LeBron bandwagon of fuckery, but I will say this: if there was a player in the league, I would even say there's no player in sports, in American sports, that probably has more control at ESPN than LeBron James. That's that. I mean, just you can talk about maybe
hypothetically speaking.
Hypothetically speaking, yeah, sure, fine. I'm just saying, if you look at who speaks at ESPN, who has a platform, the things that they say, right? I mean, come on, Windhorse.
Really think
no.
Listen, LeBron.
Yes, I think they care because he's LeBron James. Yes, I think they care.
They got more money than Bron.
That doesn't matter.
LeBron has literally said. Remember, they was talking about put out the Last Dance, put out the Last Dance docs. I think it was either on the Richard Jefferson podcast, and Richard Jefferson said, you know, I don't want to get fired for saying this, blah blah blah, but they need to put it out. LeBron said, you can look it up. They can't fire you because you're my friend.
Freak, don't be an NBA hotep.
I'm not.
No. If he's come on, G. If he says some shit, I'm like,
you can look it up.
He doing the Cassidy. You gonna take it literal? He doing the Cassidy joint. You gonna take it literal, or you gonna?
No, I mean, like, okay, let's take it back.
Like,
take it back to
they can't fire you because you're my friend.
I'm telling you right now. Listen,
that can mean a lot.
No, I think he meant very literally what it meant. Don't fire because you're my friend. That's what he said.
It can mean a lot.
I'm just telling you in terms of personalities in the league, right? Personalities in sports. We don't care. Messi don't mean shit over here. Ronaldo don't mean shit over here. So soccer's out. Mike Trout don't mean shit over here. He no one gives a fuck about baseball. He's out. No one in baseball makes a damn. Maybe Aaron Judge. Maybe. but he's so young and nobody gives a fuck. And that's because he plays in New York. No one cares. Nobody on the Mets, no one gives a fuck about them. It's over. So you cut out those two sports off right. Then you got football, which technically would be the one, and maybe this was Tom Brady 4 or 5 years ago. Tom Brady gonna retire any day now. So I think maybe he's potentially one. And again, he's from New England. So New England bias is heavy in ESPN. That's the only other guy. If those two had a clash, it would be literally Clash of the Titans. Whoever wins is going to be bloody because LeBron is they're both towards the tail end of their careers. Both looked at as like living goats. I mean, like your picture, G. But in terms of who has that kind of influence, only maybe Tom Brady has that kind of influence to be like, yo, cut this shit. Or yo, do this shit. I think he has that kind of pull. Do I think it necessarily was that? No. But again, look at how many people work at ESPN that have a negative thing to say about LeBron James. Just think about how many people there are. And then think about how many people that work at ESPN that love and sing his praises from the highest fucking mountaintop every day. It don't even have to be talking about LeBron. They're talking about some other shit. You know what? Like, they're talking about like football players. Swagoo. Talking about some, because in football, you know what I mean? You gotta be like LeBron James mindset. I'm like, the fuck are we talking about? We talking about football, my guy. The fuck does LeBron James mindset do with a goddamn? What does that mean? That's why we love LeBron because because this is how they all act. So I'm going with what I see. That's all I'm saying.
This is how much they love LeBron. That they had the Nets have Kyrie, Harden, and KD, and they said, I don't know. I don't think they got enough.
I mean, really. They have an all-star team right now.
They got Blake and Aldridge.
I mean,
it's like, man, if the Lakers are healthy, I don't know.
Right. If Mark Gasol and Trez and KCP and Kuzma are all them boys is healthy with AD and Bron, man, Schroeder, that's gonna be the difference in the series. Schroeder,
that has less to do with LeBron, and I think it's just more of like the NBA. You can't just have a team that's just better than everybody without competition, because that just don't sell for good basketball, because everybody's going to tune in just assuming that team is going to win. So you got to create another adversary to combat that.
If LeBron did it, they would talk about how if LeBron had a team like that, they would talk just like they did with Miami. Jeff Van Gundy went on ESPN when the Miami Heat got together and said, I don't know if they will lose a game.
He's supposed to say that. It makes for good TV.
You just went against what you just said, though. You understand?
You got to create it, but you got to have the narrative.
And then also think about this narrative that they put. When LeBron was losing, because you know how they talk about the counter adversary, right? They didn't make LeBron the counter adversary to the Warriors. They said, it's just a foregone conclusion. Like, the Warriors going to win. KD, they're unstoppable. And so it can say like LeBron ran into this unstoppable force that can't be beat. They ran with that narrative like, nobody was going to beat that team.
Yo, this is basic storytelling, man. That's all it is.
I know. And LeBron controls the story more than most, which I give him credit for.
I'm not saying he's over there pushing. No. I don't think it's reached, because I think there's a genuine dislike between them, because Pierce is from the era where we not buddies. Pierce don't like half the guys he played with, so he damn sure don't like LeBron.
Paul Pierce should have went the Gilly route and just made a podcast, because we would probably respect.
That's probably what he's going to do.
That's what he should have been did. Yeah, because he probably got more stories than they're not going to let him go off like he really want to go off. Anyway, regardless,
he was getting it bag because it was convenient and it was a bag. But now he's gonna go the podcast route and just talk shit with his boys, and he's gonna be,
But my thing is like, does Richard Jefferson get fired for that? Does Kendrick Perkins get fired for that?
Richard Jefferson is a company man.
My point exactly.
Not a clutch company man. He just in general.
He's a clutch guy like Richard Jefferson. LeBron guy. He's
the type of person that would be a company guy no matter where he was at. regardless of LeBron. Just look at him.
He probably would be.
He should just look at him.
Him and Channing Frye. You got his name is a company name.
But think about that. Think about Channing Frye, Kendrick Perkins, Richard Jefferson, Brian Windhorst. Those are 4 guys who have a connection to one person. Name me 4 guys. Name me more than 2 with a connection to a specific player or team that all have jobs because of that team or player. I'm going to stop you because you cannot do it. You cannot name me another coincidence of 4 guys who are always pro so-and-so. You can't name me 2 guys who are always pro so-and-so and got their job because of so-and-so.
But I'm not going to be mad that he's a better businessman than anybody
I'm not
else.
saying I'm mad. I'm just saying it's a fact that he obviously has more control at ESPN
Y'all
than
act
any
like
other player.
y'all act like LeBron in the studio writing Space Jam, writing ESPN scripts, and running Clutch Sports all by himself in the background.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying he has influence in all of those things.
Yeah,
The
right.
top
That's
dog
all
in the NBA.
What does influence mean? What does influence mean? How much? Give me a percentage.
He can call an exec at ESPN and greenlight a story if he wants to. Yes,
he called Obama.
Right. I got an issue. Yo, Obama, what do you think? Whoa, you know what I think potentially.
You got to think.
Like, if he got that kind of pull, I'm not saying it's his fault. I'm not blaming him. He's doing what anyone with power does. He's using it to manipulate. That's fine. I'm not even mad about that. But I'm not going to act like it's not manipulation because it's fucking blatant. I'm not going to say it's not happening because it makes him sound bad. I'm not mad either way about it. I'm just saying, could I see him being, like Reek said, if that's Richard Jefferson or Brian Windhorst or any of them other guys, are they getting fired? No. Because they're in to the LeBron. Right. So they're not getting fired because that's his guys.
But okay, so do you call this out when it happens to anybody else? Because this is your standard version. I mean, this is not nepotism, obviously, but this is your standard version of a person with connections that is using his connections.
No one else in sports that I know of has the kind of power in the media outside of their team and sport like LeBron has. Like LeBron reaches beyond his own team. Like, so think about this. LeBron's agency taps into some of the best players in the league. Every player thinks of him as being the GOAT. He talks to management, right? Maybe less, behind closed doors than Chris Paul does, but very much in the same sense. Like he got Jeannie Buss on speed dial. Yo, what's up? Go make this happen, right? Then he taps into the media as well. So give me an example of somebody that does that, and I'll be like, yo, that's interesting. He does that shit. It's not a good or bad thing to me. That's my point.
I mean, to me, it's just somebody using their connections.
I mean, that's fine. But if we say we think he can use it to this end, don't be like, why would he do that? Because you just admitted he's using his connections. So why would he?
But this ain't you acting like. I don't know what you're acting like. Let me not say what you're acting like. But it's not like this is something new. This is how the world works.
So this level
this is how the world works.
It's not a new concept, no. But I would say the level in which he does it is a bit unique. He started the player empowerment movement. He started that movement.
Just because it's basketball, this is how wealth works. This is how people get their people to get money.
We
keep it in their circle.
I'm not saying you're wrong about that at all.
My issue, even Stephen A. has had a problem with it, where it's like, stop trying to control every narrative.
So Stephen A. said this?
Stephen A. said it.
Interesting.
Because it's the fact that the way he controls narratives, it's like, it's in a way where he's always moving the goalpost. And anybody that says anything against LeBron, it's like it's always some type of issue.
Stephen A. said Kobe gave him the same talk though.
Yeah, but still, it's true though. It's like, don't stop controlling the narrative. With LeBron, it's like every time he loses, it's never just like he needs to go get better. So
Kobe tried and he just didn't have enough power.
Right. I don't think Kobe Kobe didn't have.
I don't think Kobe was as interested in it.
Honestly. I'm using with Stephen A. because that Stephen A. interview, he said Kobe tried to do the same thing.
I don't think he tried to do it to the level LeBron did, because Kobe didn't need to.
Well, Kobe just don't got a Clutch Sports.
I mean, Kobe
also
doesn't have an agency. He would remember like he was. They talk about it. He was, but he was reclusive in nature. Though they said it, that wasn't his thing. He gonna go in the gym and work his ass off, and that's what he was gonna do. He's not gonna get into the narrative creation. He didn't have an agency. He wasn't trying to recruit players. He wasn't doing all that shit. It just he was like the last of like the old guard. He wasn't into all that shit. LeBron more so is not a bad thing. This is what he does. What he's done his entire career.
And what they do,
make friends, like control narratives. What he does.
And
it's
what
fine.
they do,
it's what he does.
And what they do for their clients. Look at all the clutch. Look how they talk about anybody associated with LeBron. Ben Simmons sucks this year. Yet he was an all-star, and yet all they keep saying, "Oh man, he's played such great defense."
Ben Simmons should not be an all-star, pretty much, at all to me.
You know what I'm saying?
So he's overrated. But again, he's a clutch guy, so he's benefit of doubt.
But that's the thing, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean by controlling narratives. Like you don't let these guys create their greatness on their own. You keep trying to manufacture it by upscaling some stupid thing they do well. Ben Simmons, the last game they had, Ben Simmons was 7 points, 2 for 6 from the field, 3 for 6 from line, 4 assists, 1 rebound. They're like, man, you know what? Ben Simmons, defensive player of the year. He's the next, like, remember they did this stupid crap? Who should they build a franchise around? Embiid or Ben Simmons?
That shouldn't be a question at all.
And to me, it was never a question.
Never.
But of course, who was he signed with?
Y'all conspiracy levels are top.
Listen, I'm telling you,
it's not conspiracy.
Right
it just
like
it's just consistent coincidences that you can't explain. That's all.
You can't.
I'm not even mad that he does it. More power to him using his power and wealth in a way that most young black men cannot. I am not mad about him getting the bag. I'm not mad about him having the influence. Right. I'm not mad about him writing the narratives. I don't have to like the narrative.
Yeah, that's
I mean, that's what we're talking about. I don't have to like it, but you can. But I'm not going to also we can't ignore that it's happening because it is, and you see it.
Right. And the other thing that I don't like is another thing I don't like. The last thing I'm gonna say that I don't like is always it's not so much LeBron do it because you have to work your way up to a certain level to do that, to get to that status. But when he does it, other people below that status feel that they can do it too. And it messes up the sport. It's just like with boxing. All these fighters are trying to be like Floyd. You haven't reached Floyd's level to do and demand what Floyd demands.
Everybody wants a Floyd blueprint. Everybody want to be Floyd.
Right.
No one's Floyd.
Right. So, like, you can't.
But that's not Floyd's problem, and it's not LeBron's problem.
It's not. But at the same time, if you value the sport, you shouldn't be doing as much as.
And by the way, Floyd tell people all the time, "You're not me, bro."
Right.
Floyd stay being like me. Him ain't like me.
That's why
he stay shutting boys down. So I don't know if that's necessarily a fair comparison.
That's why I don't get mad at Floyd. Floyd said, like, yo, I did this. I was doing this for 20 years. Like, you haven't done what you always talk to the third person. You haven't done what Floyd Mayweather has done to be able to do this.
Floyd says that a lot. Every other line, he'd be like, that dude ain't like me. He want to be like me. He been saying that.
Yeah, but that's off brand for LeBron. Obviously, we know nobody put in the work like LeBron did. Like,
I don't know
clearly.
about that. The nigga can't shoot, so what work he put in?
He didn't put in no work. No, but that's the narrative we write with. Just let me be clear. Is that the narrative we write with?
I'm just saying, I'm not gonna see him like he put in more work than everybody else, and he man can't shoot still. He that Ben Simmons.
And I won't do that, and that's why I say I don't take anything away. I'm like, he's doing what he's like. A lot of people haven't been able to do. Yeah. Get to that level to do it. But at the same time, you should also recognize because he's not dumb how it affects the sport. So if you lose and then you always have people out there painting narratives for you as an excuse, or like when you do something, you're automatically the greatest. It's just like, what bar are you setting?
Everything is WWE, man. Everything is WWE.
So I cannot like it, G. That's the point. Right. I cannot like this shit. I cannot like how you fucking write narratives.
But I think there's a lot of reaches. I'm not disagreeing that LeBron doesn't have his hands in a lot of places as far as media wise. I think there's a lot of reaching on like how much, like how much does he actually have? Like maybe he has.
We haven't said how much he actually has, though, have we? We said he has influence. I think that's a vague statement.
I mean, I got influence.
I mean, I'm just saying. Look, here's the thing: LeBron can call up execs at most companies and get something done to his liking in most cases because he's LeBron. Because he can move units for you. He can lend his celebrity to a product. He can come out as a spokesperson. Like, he can do things that make sense.
Which I mean, you would do too if you had that pull.
If I had his pull, what would I do? Oh, that's a loaded question. I don't know. I would do a lot.
You
of
would
things.
you would make people. You would paint yourself in the best interest you could.
No, that's fair. But then I mean, if somebody outside of me looks at it and says, "You're trying to control a narrative," I'm not gonna be like, "I don't know what you're talking about." I'm just.
I'd be like, "Fuck you! I got influence. I'm rich."
But also,
which is how he feels. Which is exactly how he fucking feels and says shit. When he lost the finals, well, you know, everybody's looking about their crappy lies. That's how he feel about us. We all peasants to him. He been rich longer than he been broke. We all fucking peasants to him.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
We ain't shit to him. So LeBron feels about you. You're a piece of shit to him. That's how he feels. I'm not mad about that. That's just a fact.
Come on. He opened up a school. Come on, man.
I don't give a fuck about that goddamn school. He probably don't fuck about none of the kids.
When's the last time LeBron been at that school?
Is it still open? I don't even know.
Yo, I'm telling you right now, LeBron don't give a fuck about none of that shit. We ain't shit unless you kiss his ass. We ain't shit. And you know what? He's been rich for 20 plus years. He probably does feel like that. That's fine. I just ain't got to kiss the fucking ring. That's all I'm saying.
When you hear LeBron speak in third person, he doesn't say LeBron. He says the king.
King at 18. I'm just saying.
When he speaks in third person.
King at 18. For 20 years, he been the king. That's what anybody had.
Professional conversation analyst now. Y'all been in school for psychology for how long? Yeah, crazy.
I took psychology in school, motherfucker. Number one. Number two,
I got
ears.
You're
I heard what he said.
Y'all certified body language analysts.
Hey, I watch this guy on YouTube that's a body language expert.
I've been down the rabbit holes. I
watched him do the Derek Jackson video. Oh, you gotta watch this dude.
No, I seen. I think I might know what you're talking about. I seen it.
I might have
the body language guy. Like he's amazing.
Can he look at Can he do a breakdown of the video when LeBron was reading the Malcolm X book?
Here you can see he's clearly lying. He's looking down. Body language shifted.
They did a body language review on the Hitman Holla Cassidy J too.
Oh man,
it wasn't the same guy. It was a smaller guy, but it was still funny.
I gotta catch that.
The other guy, like the body language guy, I don't know how he got to this YouTube rabbit hole, but the body language guy, y'all just gotta follow this dude. And he ain't even from here. I don't know where he's from because of his accent, but like he's great. That Derek Jackson video is so neat.
Yeah,
I'm gonna check it out.
Swing that link in the chat.
I am.
In closing, the Knicks are fucking awesome. LeBron ain't shit. That's all I got. That's all I got. That's all I have.
Don't respond to this.
Fucking
Knicks.
The go to fucking.
I mean, y'all really got me defending LeBron like I like the guy.
You love him.
In real life, I could care less. I don't think about. I turn off Laker games. I don't like watching LeBron play basketball.
You don't like watching Marc Gasol and Trez and LeBron?
Nobody on the Lakers.
And AD falling down every other play? You don't want to watch that?
I want no parts of any basketball they're a part of.
Yeah, stay around until the sun gets on the team. That's gonna be fun.
My thing is like I probably like LeBron more than people think, but
you probably like him more than I do, honestly.
Yeah, I probably like him more than both of y'all. But I do know.
Yeah, I can't stand LeBron.
I do know he creates narrative to move the goalposts for him. I do know that because like everybody else has to have one more than they lost except him. It's like come on, man. You're like give me a break. Like yes.
That's why he the GOAT, man. Michael, he could be him.
He called himself the GOAT. Like it's like oh man, you know I was the GOAT. The 73 win team was unbeatable. The same team you took 6 games by yourself last year. What are you talking about?
What you mean? He made Jordan release a documentary so people could remember him.
Yeah, Jordan had to let people know that you're not close to this.
Not close at all. He's
True.
top 10, maybe. He's not top 5 for me. Let me just say that.
That's because you're biased.
Nah, he not. Come on, he not top 10 though. I mean, not top 5. Come on, be serious. Let's be serious.
You're biased.
No. I don't think that's. I'm beyond thinking that's biased anymore. He's not top 5.
I mean,
You can make a sound argument. He's not top 5.
it's debatable. It's like
if it's debatable,
like
then
if it's
debatable,
Hitman
then I'm
third
not
round.
crazy. If it's debatable, then I'm not just biased. Then
It's like Hitman third round. Debatable.
It's not that debatable. I don't think it's that debatable.
Yeah, it's like saying Hitman's a good rapper. That's debatable.
No, yeah, right. Like, that's clearly a false.
We've heard his tunes.
Oh God, Hitman. So what on this? Is Hitman's career over? is he done?
That is a
No,
good
it's
question. Like, I have
Nah.
zero interest in watching Hitman battle anybody else.
His battle career is over, yeah, but he get money.
That's what I mean. I don't care about him wilding out. I'm talking about is he gonna be on a stage again with his brother doing weak ass bars about getting 9s through the spot.
The only time he should ever headline is if he's doing a 2v2 with Lux, Verb, or any of the Mount Rushmore battlers.
But wait, what Mount Rushmore battlers wants to battle him?
I mean,
you
you didn't ask that question. That's the only time he should be headlining is if he's combined with another Mount Rushmore.
What's he going to do? Mop up afterwards? Why would Hitman be there?
I mean, he could be like, he's probably a dope hype man.
But you got to rap. You can't just be there and hype up the other guy like he goes 2-on-1. You got to rap some shit.
But okay, so think about if Mook just wrote the whole battle and did the Styles and Kids back and forth with Hitman. But
why would Mook lower himself to write for Hitman?
The bag.
That better be a
I'm big show.
If Mook were right, like everybody would know. Just like how Cass was saying the first time, like, hey man, ain't write that. Like, we know what Hitman wrote because everybody knew what was coming.
Because the crowd was rapping, dude.
Where the crowd was like, "Oh, we know what's
that
coming."
was crazy, and then and the crowd was dumb, and then they still got hyped. They're
Right.
like, yeah. I'm like, are y'all
He's like, roses are red, violets are blue. Like,
and they were. I'm like, man, these boys must be high. Everybody high. It's Atlanta. Everybody on that shit. Everybody.
Okay,
high.
yeah, I seen that joint already. Yeah, that guy, he does a lot of cool stuff too. Get down that rabbit hole.
Okay, I'm gonna hop on that.
yeah, this guy does it, man.